beautiful evening out here in the brushy mountains of North Carolina as we welcome you to the North Wilkesboro Speedway for stop number 2 of the 2024 Winston All-American Series, the ASE DieHard 200. Hello out there, we're on the air. It's race night tonight here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, and in the press box my name is Trey Wright for the NASRN. 60 laps on the docket around this 5/8 of a mile oval here in Wilkes County, North Wilkesboro. And after an exciting race in the Irish Hills of Michigan a couple of days ago, we come down south to Wilkes County for a second race of the inaugural season of the WAS, and shaping up to be a fun one here tonight. Like we said, 60 laps on the docket for our first short track race of the season. Mentioned that Michigan race with Logan Alexander taking home the win in that race, just barely over Roy Ribbleton. And Alexander starting this race all the way back in the 29th position. Ribbleton himself starting in 5th, looking to take an early points lead in that number 95 Dodge Charger. But before we get to your full starting lineup, let's go down trackside to get the most famous words in motorsports to get this 60-lap show on the road.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines roar to life on the front straightaway of the North Wilkesboro Speedway. All 42 cars ready to get rolling here. Starting lineup on the left-hand side of your screen. Tyreek Hartman on the pole position with Chris Reynolds, 2 was outside. Caleb Rose, Alex Lozano, Roy Ribbleton round out your top 5 with Oskin, Vincent Leff, Ferris, Cole Sampson, and Monaco your top 10. Everybody rolls off. Go to your race analysis. It's going to be a 60-lap race around this 5/8 of a mile oval with 13 degrees of banking in the corners. And your pit window for tonight is 35 to 40 laps. And it's going to be some classic short track beating and banging here in the brushy mountains of North Carolina. Green flag is in the air, and the ASE DieHard 200 is underway. Hartman gets a good jump on the start, and he will take the race lead. Caleb Rose moves down to the inside. Rose third in the point standings, Ribbleton in second. And those two are the early favorites to pull ahead in the standings. 3 wide in the back there. Bradley Ream got squirrely in the 19. He's able to keep it straight. Remember, the race in Michigan went caution-free, so we are still looking for our first ever caution in the Winston All-American Series. We are likely to get it here tonight, especially with how these guys drive off of turn number 4, especially on the start. 3 wide in the back there. That's the 14 of Nathan Buchanan, who is shooting the middle between Riley Sampson and the 96 machine of Alex Sandoval. But back up at the front, it's Chris Reynolds who takes second away from Caleb Rose. And now Reynolds trying to go for the race lead underneath Hartman, trying to get around that Band-Aid Monte Carlo as the pack starts to fan out. Single file for the first 10 positions, make that the first 9 positions, as Tristan Rushwalski goes underneath the 30 of Samet Oskin. Whoa, Ream really got loose off the corner again. That 19 Old Bay Ford, it's got a pretty loose setup for a short track. We'll have to see if he will bring out the first caution in series history. There's Dylan Matthews. He had a good run a couple of days ago at the Michigan International Speedway. Underneath him is Rich Roy. So a 7-car breakaway for this lead right now. It's Tyreek Hartman, who has led all the laps of the ASE DieHard 200. Right behind him is Reynolds. Taking a look at qualifying. Hartman beat out Reynolds on the pole by 0.3 of a second. So that 02 Monte Carlo is bad fast, but we're going to see if that 37 can beat out the 02. And he's going to have a run right down to the inside. Not quite able to poke his nose down, but he's going to get a good suck off the back straightaway. Right on Hartman's back bumper. Hartman gets a little loose off the corner. Back in the back, that's Rushwalski will slap the inside wall, trying to make a move on Juan Rodriguez, and that will cost him. And a ton of driver's side damage to that Valvoline Grand Prix. Was unable to get onto pit road as Brian Ferris was blocking him. Now Ferris loses the back end off the corner. Again, classic North Wilkesboro racing here, especially at this version of the Borough. As Caleb Rose will go underneath Tyreek Hartman for second, which means it's not a race on the North American Sim Racing Network without us missing a pass for the race lead as Chris Reynolds will go to the point. Hartman will fall back to third, potentially fourth if Vincent Leff can get around him. He will ride the Lightning on the outside lane and lose potentially fourth to the 16 of Alex Lozano. But it's Chris Reynolds now showing the way with that clean air, and he's got a good 4 car lengths lead over Caleb Rose, who's under fire from Jeff Vincent Leff. Whoa, Vincent Leff hung the entire back end in the high groove. He is able to make an incredible save as these cars are slip sliding around this little bull ring. Meanwhile, we've got a log jam back in here, starting with Peter Rushwalski, who's fallen off the pace just a little bit. Now, both Rushwalski brothers having issues here in the early going. We're already at lap 16 of 60. And it's been a fun race so far. Hartman will settle back into fourth under fire for the 5th spot. Lozano with Cole Sampson right behind him, a couple of Mission Barbecue Cup Series veterans. With Lozano only having a one season under his belt, as he'll hang 10, or hang 2 rather. In fact, pretty much, I'd say 3/5 of the top 5 have at one point raced in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Remember Chris Reynolds back in season 1 driving for SF Premium Motorsports. Believe he got the win at, he won somewhere. I'm pretty sure he won the first race at the Dodge Motodrome, which funny enough Bradley Ream co-commentated on that. Because I know it wasn't Papyrus, because that was Keegan Thompson. Or it might have been the Badlands race. It was either Dodge Motodrome or the Badlands. One of the two. It was a dumb race, I remember that, so it was one of the two. But on point, looking for a second win on the North American Sim Racing Network. He did cause the first ever flip in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, I know that. Flipping at Michigan, of all places, in the MBCS. But now as the field starts to become strung out, I don't think we're going to see anything too major until these guys hit the pit lane in about 10 to 15 laps. Which these pit crews, especially with such short of a race, these pit crews are going to do everything to pull some strategy out of their hats. It'll be interesting to see what these guys, especially towards the front of the field, do when it comes to coming down. If they want to do an undercut, an overcut. Typically at the short tracks, we have seen the undercut work. It'll be interesting to see what everybody does, but closing in on the halfway point through this race, a caution-free race, albeit. which, given some of the action we've had around the track already, is we see some damage on the 2 of Reggie Fogelman. Appears he hit that inside wall as well. But now as the tire wear starts to go away and these guys all start to file out, don't see a whole lot of that sliding and slipping through the corner. As there's Logan Alexander, last race's winner at Michigan, currently in the 19th spot, so that's plus 10 already for Alexander. However, his competitors right now, Fogelman back in 9th, and Caleb Rose right now in P2. But again, that all could change with the pit stops, and of course with the pit stops we'll probably get a yellow because this track is stupid. But being such a short series, we love to have the stupidity here, especially in front of all the fans in Wilkes County, showing up in droves here tonight at the 2018 version of North Wilkesboro. A couple of years before the actual revamp of this track, but nonetheless, still a beautiful reimagining of this, one of NASCAR's founding tracks, one of 2 still alive today. The other one, of course, being the Martinsville Speedway. But next time by will be the halfway point through the ASE DieHard 200. And this time we'll get you a full field rundown as they cross the stripe. So it's Chris Reynolds out front, 2nd is Caleb Rose, 3rd is Jeff Vincent left, 4th is Tyreek Hartman. Rounding out your top 5 is Alex Lozano, 6th is Cole Sampson, 7th Nathan Orman, 8th the number 9 of Matthew Hubert, 9th is Roy Ribbleton. Rounding out your top 10, Samat Oskin. 11th is Juan Rodriguez, 12th still is Tristan Roshwalski, 13th is Riley Sampson, 14th Brian Ferris, 15th Eric Monaco, 16th Trey Smith, 17th Bradley Ream, 18th Rich Roy, 19th is still Logan Alexander, and 20th is Alex Sandoval. 21st is the pace car, 21st is Rogel Dorn, 22nd, starting the second half of the field, is the 65 machine of Danny Fallington. 23rd is John Andrews, 24th is 17 of Josh Harmon. There's Dylan Matthews in the 44. He is currently 25th. 26th is Kasumi Takashi. Got her nickname mixed around a little bit. Behind her is Nathan Buchanan in the 27th spot. 28th is Peter Rashwalski. 29th, if we can get to her. 29th, Lucian Bianchi, and 30th is Toby Murphy. 31st is Nathan Stapleton, 32nd, Brad Stover, 33rd, Owen Miles, 34th, the 18 of Will Parrish, 35th, the 33 of Mike Vincent Jr., 36th is a 12 of Ryan Durrani. Behind Durrani is Reggie Fogelman in the 37th spot, 38th, the 34 Skylar Taylor, 39th is Jana Fogelman, and 40th is a 21 machine of Roberto Crown Jr. Nearly losing the edge underneath him is Donnie Fallington in 41st, and rounding out the field in the 42nd spot, the number 13 of Logan Williams. That is your full field rundown, and just in time for pit stops. How about that for being on cue? Chris Reynolds will lead the field down. It appears that Caleb Rose also came down along with Tyreek Hartman the lap before. So Caleb Rose doing the undercut as he'll take 4 fresh Goodyear tires, fill that gas tank full of Sunoco Racing fuel, and will be on his way. You see the rest of the field pulling off down the pit lane. Will be 4 tires, and he gets T-boned there by Chris Reynolds. So Rose, I don't know how much passenger side damage he has, but that's going to be an extended pit stop on the part of Chris Reynolds. Follow the rest of the field, trying to get another look as some more contact on the pit lane between some drivers. But as the rest of the field piles in, try and get an alternate view of this 35. And yeah, he's got a lot of passenger side damage. But he is going to be, at least he should be, out front of Chris Reynolds. Rogel-Dorn's being scored the race leader right now. We'll have to wait and see how things cycle out once they come out. I believe it should be Caleb Rose on the undercut, but that is a lot of damage to that 35 machine. And it is going to be Caleb Rose who's in the lead with Chris Reynolds right behind him. But Reynolds has got about a half lap fresher tires, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference. But could that damage on the passenger side of Rose make the difference? We'll just have to wait and see, but a lot of lap traffic in front of this 35 machine. And can Chris Reynolds make up the time? How about Rich Roy? Excuse me. Rich Roy is actually one lap down, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he's being scored 40th. The first car one lap down. So it's just Jeff Vincent left, pulling a Robbie Gordon, screwing around with a lap car, and he's probably going to lose third because of that. But Caleb Rose is flying. Chris Reynolds does have the fastest lap. Right now, it is being scored, or is being shown telemetry-wise. That is, oh no! Right in front of the leaders, Donnie Fallington will go around. He gets piled into by Chris Reynolds. Jeff Vincent left caught up in it as well, along with Rich Roy. Now the whole field's going to stack up. Hopefully nobody ARCA breaks too bad, but that's just a factor of the caution coming out here at North Wilkesboro. But right in front of the leaders, Donnie Fallington getting turned around. And the first caution in Mission Barbecue, or excuse me, Winston All-American Series history takes out the second place driver. And a ton of front end damage to that 37 machine, as Chris Reynolds will go to the garage area because of that accident. Only on the North American Sim Racing Network, ladies and gentlemen. We provide you with a little bit of everything, including some Pittsburgh Steelers-esque shenanigans. I'm hoping that the field comes back around and the cars don't get caught a lap down here. That tends to happen here at North Wilkesboro. We should get everything sorted out as field comes around the pace car. We'll make sure everything gets sorted out scoring-wise. As Vincent left will come back out. So scoring-wise, I believe we should be cash money, as the young kids say. So as the field rolls around, let's quickly go ahead and review what happened to bring out the first caution of the night here at North Wilkesboro. Originally a 2-car accident turning into a 5-car one to bring out the first caution of the night here in the ASE DieHard 200. So coming off of turn number 4, Donnie Fallington going to come up into the number 3 of Jana Fogelman. Fogelman will go hard down to the inside wall. Fallington will spin that 25 around right underneath the flag stand. Caution coming out. And just a simple 2-car accident, really. Nobody getting too much damage, but you're going to see right down there the 25 slides down the track just enough right into the path of Chris Reynolds. Nowhere to go for the 37. The 22 and the 90 getting caught up in it as well. So that's going to make Caleb Rose's life a lot easier, as Tyreek Hartman will be scored second, Nathan Orman third, and Roy Ribbleton should be fourth. but just an unfortunate turn of events here, especially for Chris Reynolds, who was a dominant car of the night, getting taken out in this accident. We'll take a look at it one last time, then get you back to the action here at North Wilkesboro. One last bird's eye view of this accident. Fallington just really nowhere to go, but just be in the middle of the racetrack. And right there, Chris Reynolds just goes driver's side in the 25. Thankfully, it's just a video game, so nobody getting injured in real life. But nonetheless, Caleb Rose will be your race leader with 10 laps to go. A 10-lap dash to the finish to decide the winner of tonight's race at North Wilkesboro. So let's get you to the finish. Let's see if Caleb Rose can hold off Tyreek Hartman for the ASE DieHard 200 trophy. We're back here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, wrapping up the first caution of the night. Chris Reynolds was the only car to retire from that incident. We're going to get this race restarted with 12 laps to go, actually. Your top 5 going back through the Reese's restart zone. Caleb Rose, Jeff Vincent left, Tyreek Hartman, Nathan Orman, and Roy Ribbleton. Green flag back out in the air. With 12 laps to go, Vincent left, did not come down the pit lane, so he is still up here fighting with these guys. Here comes Hartman down to the inside. Vincent left has got some front end damage that's going to affect his aero. Meanwhile, they're 3 wide in the back. They're able to get through turn 4 with ease. Hartman still down to the inside. Everybody on fresh rubber bunched back up. But it's all happening behind Caleb Rose. Hartman will get by. Orman down to the inside as well. Vincent left washes up the racetrack. Hartman up to second for the 0-2 machine. And the caution has come back out as a massive wreck on the front straightaway. The whole front straightaway is clogged, like my toilet after eating some Taco Bell. And hopefully everybody is able to get out of the way before the leaders come through. Watch out, watch out! Oh boy. Caleb Rose dodging death 2 times in a row. But Dylan Matthews destroyed. Donnie Fallington, 2 crashes in the last 10 laps. He's out of it. The 62 of Kasumi Takashi destroyed as well. And we'll set up a dash to the finish. Oh, and Brad Stover, I think he ARCA braked into somebody. Coming back to the caution flag. He's destroyed in the 98. You've got Will Parrish in the 18. Nathan Stapleton. A lot of guys checking up. Coming back to the stripe. But Caleb Rose is still your leader, and we're going to get this race restarted with probably less than 5 laps to go. We do have green-white checkers in our back pocket if needed. Let's quickly take a look and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the night here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway in the ASE DieHard 200. So we've got about 2 separate accidents to look at here. First off, Trey Smith loses it off the corner, gets into Samet Ozkin, who gets into the 8 of Rogel Dorn. The Ed 8 car getting up in the air, and then behind them, Kasumi Takashi with a Titanic hit, almost goes upside down. Everybody just stacking up into that. You've got the 12 machine of Ryan Durrani who gets into it, and it's all bets off from there. Go Will Parrish going around. We saw the 65 of Danny Fallington. He was caught up in that as well. Actually, Brad Stover just ran in the back of Tristan Roshwalski, so nobody ARCA braked coming back to the stripe, thankfully. But that's what happens when you've got a lot of lap down cars. And what is essentially a double file restart. Everybody's on fresh rubber, and chaos tends to ensue here, and there is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. We'll take one last look at this accident and get you back to the racing action here at the Borough. We'll follow this accident from Kasumi Takashi's point of view, and a hard hit there for the 62. And there's everybody piling into the back of that, about a 15-car pileup right on the front straightaway here in North Wilkesboro. But watch Caleb Rose fly into this one. I thought he was going to rear-end Skylar Taylor right into the back end, but he is able to just barely miss the 34 car and keep his winning hopes alive here. But it's going to be a mad dash to the finish here. Hopefully a green flag finish. But Caleb Rose, with less than 5 laps to go when we go green, trying to lead the field back. He did lead the field back. He's trying to lead the field to the checkered flag here tonight. Let's see what he is able to do on the restart here in the ASE DieHard 200. And we're back here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, cleaning up the second wreck of the night. Take a look and see who was knocked out from that accident. Nathan Buchanan, Ryan Durrani, Brad Stover, Dylan Matthews, Kasumi Takashi, and Danny Fallington all knocked out from that accident. 35 cars remain on the racetrack, 31 of them on the lead lap, and car number 5 trying to lead the field to the checkered flag here tonight. Green flag back on the air, 4 to go here from North Wilkesboro. Your top 5 going back as Caleb Rose goes wide. That's going to open the door for Hartman. Nathan Orman waiting for these guys to mess up, but Caleb Rose might have sold right there. He is going to be stuck on that outside lane. 3 laps to go. Tyreek Hartman back out front. Here comes Nathan Orman in that 88 machine as Vincent Leff nearly got into the back end. This time by Popsicle 6 in the air. 2 laps to go. The race will be official. 2 to go for Tyreek Hartman. Caleb Rose selling on that outside lane right now. Nathan Orman has 6 corners to go. Can he do anything to get around the 0-2? This time by white flag in the air. One more time around the North Wilkesboro Speedway for Tyreek Hartman. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Hartman won the pole here earlier, is going to bookend the night tonight. Tyreek Hartman wins at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. An epic 4-lap dash to the finish. And Tyreek Hartman in that Band-Aid 0-2 wins the second race of the 2024 calendar for the Winston All-American Series. Nathan Orman comes up 1 position short. Jeff Vincent left a good recovery from him in 3rd. Caleb Rose will finish 4th after being the dominant car tonight. And leading the most laps, Roy Ribbleton rounds out your top 5. But taking a look at your official standings, Tyreek Hartman is your winner of the ASE DieHard 200. Nathan Orman, Jeff Vincent left, Caleb Rose, Roy Ribbleton. Your top 5, Cole Sampson, Riley Sampson, Bradley Ream, Alex Lozano, and Trey Smith, your top 10. Take a look at your full race results. Reggie Fogelman retired there right at the end. He joins Nathan Buchanan, Ryan Durrani, Brad Stover, Dylan Matthews, Kasumi Takashi, Donnie Fallington, and Chris Reynolds in the garage area. A tough break for Reynolds, who started on the outside pole, led a couple of laps, and had the fastest lap, but nonetheless will finish in the last spot. But that's going to do it here from the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Congratulations once again to Tyreek Hartman on his win here at one of NASCAR's founding tracks. And don't go away. We've got another race here on deck in just a couple of days. Papyrus, the RockAuto.com 200K from the Papyrus Motorsports Park in just 3 days on January 27th. Then after that, it's Homestead, and then Talladega after that. And we continue to roll here through the calendar. Actually, I believe Talladega might be after Papyrus. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. I don't have the schedule in front of me right now. But nonetheless, we've got those tracks on schedule. We got them on the docket for some time this season. But that'll do it here from North Wilkesboro. Congrats to Tyreek Hartman once again. And again, that's going to wrap it up. Good morning, good afternoon, and night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your point standings after race 2 of 15, and from North Wilkesboro Speedway, my name is Trey Wright. Have a good evening, ladies and gentlemen.